Okay, I'm gonna start off with the dollar index. Okay, so obviously look at the monthly. We're below the monthly open, starting to open up now to the downside. Weekly so far bearish. It's fine. Next objective we've been talking about is this. So this low comes in at 91.90. So this is 91.90. And we've got this here, but for now we just focus on this 91.90 immediate targets only. Looking at the daily, I don't think this is over. I'll give a few reasons why. Now notice, right, before, like usually a bottom, right, you'll see a fast move down. So for example, see this bottom here, before the leg up, fast, we got fast long candles. See this here, fast long candles before reversal. You know, down, fast long quick candles, you know, long ones, and then a quick reversal. Same here, fast candles down. So we're not getting speed or long candles here. This is quite efficient, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Efficient trading. We're not getting those fast long candles here. We got it here, and then we got a little pop and then down. But look how efficient this has been. So all those trying to pick a bottom, I mean, I don't know. You're playing with fire, in my opinion. And I'll explain why I don't think this is far from a bottom in a minute. So far, I think this is gonna go here tomorrow. Take out this low and a lot lower. Okay, so that's that H4. That's the daily done. Now let's look at this week so far. So we've got this low here, and this low comes in at 93.15. 93.15. Okay. Now, beginning of the week, you know, if we do this, we had pop up here and then a drop. So beginning of the week I was thinking, okay, I don't know where the top is going to be for the rest of the week, right? Once it dropped, this is support, you know, turn resistance, or this. Now I prefer this one. Well, I would have had both of them marked out. I would have waited for the breakdown. So this one was obviously the bigger one because we had bigger support level for me, resistance, because it had a bigger move. So there's heavy buyers here, and then when we broke it, it's turned resistance. Now at this point I'm not sure yet. Could it still go up? We'll wait. So we've got these highs here, right? So let me get rid of this. We've got these highs here. We had a pop up, and then you'd think, okay, where they're previously buying, any dip into that, they'll buy again. But no. So if we look, right, these down candles here have proved as resistance, hence the breaker. Okay. Now, as long as we're below this grey box here, I am bearish this market. Okay, so it's popped up there, broken down. Another retest of it, broken out, struggling to go up. Yes, we have NFP tomorrow, but the way it's looking to me across the majors, I think it's topped out. I don't believe it's gonna want to go up, and I can see a lot of people, you know, just on social media trying to long this, and that plays in my favor because, you know, most people are often wrong. So on a H1 basis, you know, up into the H1 candle, sell off, retest into the H1 block, sell off. So I think it's going to roll over. Probably show weakness, hold ahead of NFP, and I think it's going to be a weak number and shit the bed. Now I'll explain why going to the other majors. But are we clear with this dollar index analysis so far? Is that clear? Okay, let's get to the main shit now. So let's start off with the cable, right? So cable, on Twitter I marked out. Let me just clear this. So I spoke about we've got this here, right? So I'm not gonna measure at the high, but I'll measure at the open, right? I'll measure at the open of this bullish daily block here. So the open 1.31138, 1.31138. Okay. We've got that there. Now let's go to the low time frame, and it's obvious, right? Resistance, you know, a bit of resistance here, then it broke out and turned to support now. Okay, I'm seeing this as just a retracement. I don't think the bull run is over yet. There's no reason for me to think that just yet. Yes, we get retracement. I mean, when this move happened, everyone's getting bearish again. When this move happened, everyone's getting bearish again. But look, they're all fucked, and they're all gonna get fucked again, I believe. So if you look closer, so we had I did it on Twitter. If you remember those 4 tweets I did, charts with 4 steps: step 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going on? We were here at the time, and I said this is where the money resting at, and we took that out. Okay, so look what it's come back down into. So we had high, come down, made a little low, up again, down, took out the stops, then rallied. Right now, let's measure 50%, or what the futures trader call point of control, or equilibrium, whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't care. So 50% of that. So let me just get rid of that because we already know that's a daily block there. 50% of that. Let's mark that out. Okay, that's 50% of this accumulation here. Okay. Look how prices are respecting that. So I wouldn't just take a trade just based off that. As price, I need price to show me it's holding, and here we have it. It's holding. So we got the dollar lining up with a bearish bias. Cables come down, took out these stops, filled the void in. I would not be comfortable longing cable for new highs until this void was filled in. Now maybe like Euro has been ripping without filling the voids, but cable hasn't. Cable always fills in the inefficiency. Let's just quickly briefly go over it. We got inefficiency here, filled in. Inefficiency here, filled in. Inefficiency there, filled in. Inefficiency here, filled in. And then it comes into a key resistance, becomes support level. So lining up for a bull run here. If they take out this low, then my long idea is off for now until things change. But as long as they hold above the 131 level, I think this is going up, and I believe we're going to go to the 134.40 to 134.80. Just call it this. This is around 134.45. Call it 134.40 for argument's sake. Okay, so there. I'm bullish cable, and you know price is building up. We'll see what London Open brings up ahead of NFP, but I think this is possibly the bottom in cable. But as long as it stays above this, I'm bullish. Does that make sense? We have to wait. It's Asia right now, so I don't want to be entering this right now. But I know where. For example, if I was to enter long, I could enter long here at market, have my stop loss here, and even if I was to target here, you know these highs here, because lows we were short this now, I believe. It's decent risk to reward regardless, but you know, and this is not a trade recommendation, it's just educational purposes only, just to make that clear. Yeah, so that's my reasoning for cable bottoming out here, and I think we're gonna push up higher. That's cable. Euro dollar, I took a long on euro today. So let's just basically just looking at the H1, right? The H1 is not showing bearishness at all. If we just go on the basics, go to here for example, we had these down candles, took out this low, then we had the rally up. This rally shows me what buyers have stepped in. So I'll go to the highest point of that, which is this, right? So I'm marking this just to measure out the flow, like you know, is the bullish block support resistance being respected or bearish. Come here, touched it, rallied away, came back down, rallied. Okay, that's that. If you go down, we've got, you know, I'm switching time frame just to get a clear block to draw out, but it's the same thing. We've got this here. So I actually took a long this morning. I showed it in the earlier live session I did where I was long. It's in the other video. So it's come down, low, come down, hit the block. As long as it held above this, we're fine. But if you want to wait for confirmation to get a tighter you know, risk definition, then you wait for the rally, right? We got this rally here. Now what does it form? It forms a block. Once we had this and then accumulation, we're gonna move out of the accumulation here, then you just buy it here. I actually went long here, but I didn't tweet about it. I was just busy at the time. But I bought it here. As soon as I touched this, bought it, stop loss there, and I came out. My initial position got stopped at 47 on a trailing stop loss, but I came out at the fib extension. I came out here at the 127%. I bought it here and I came out there. And about 30, I think 32 ticks I got out of it. I'm happy with that. It was 13 to stop. A couple of R there, not too bad. I still think this is going up. Now let's look at this on the 30-minute again. What's it respecting? If I draw it from the bodies, so these down candles, they are buying in. Why were they buying in? The proof is this move up to make a new high here. So We don't want it to go below here. Look, it respects what? The 50% of that. So the average price they're getting in here, the 50% of that touched it and pushing up now. At the same time, we've got all the other majors lining up as well. So I believe, you know, we are going to, next target is the 1.1975, and I'll explain why that is, and higher. I mean, I think we get 1.2 tomorrow, the way it's looking to me. If we go to the daily, yeah, so this is that 1.17 high here. Look at these gaps you got here. Personally, I think we could go up to here. Maybe it's pushing it, but I do believe we're gonna get there eventually. Everybody's picking a top in here. This motherfucker's gonna go, I think, and a lot higher. We're gonna start having to use the weekly charts here. I mean, we got this resistance here. We've got higher upside, and if you look at let's bring in some quarterly charts into the picture. If you look at this quarterly chart, yep. So then this month high here is this quarterly candle here. The next stops are going to be resting. So the high here is 120.90, the 121 level. Here we're broken out now. Look at this consolidation for ages. We're breaking out. This is serious. This is, you know, when we were down here, I was talking about the 1.1615. You know, a lot of people were laughing, saying, "Nah, it's not going to go that." Look at the fucker now. If you were looking at this chart now, does even the weekly chart make sense to you to short? Would you short this market looking at just these charts alone? You should start looking at these quarterly and 6-month charts. You know, give you a macro view of what's going on. You know, this is screaming lungs. Everyone trying to short it. You know what? You're gonna get fucked. But that's that. So we look for a setup tomorrow. I gotta see how London opens tomorrow to get tight entry. And I don't want to see this low given. There's no reason to, and then I want to see a push up higher. So depending on London Open, I want to see the setup or what I've got, and then I'll take that long. But the main thing is where the market's gonna go and where it shouldn't go. We can find levels to get in and out in between. The main point is reading it correctly. I'm not saying I'm correct, but I'm giving a good reason why it should go up. Couple that with the dollar index, couple that with the cable we just explained. Now euro. Now let's bring in the Aussie. I call this trade live on Twitter. So what's happened on the Aussie dollar? We got these series of down candles here led to the move up. Okay, which shows buyers they were buying in the sell-off, pushed up. Overall, we're still bullish this market. Yes, we got retracement, but it's better to get retraced because it's hard to get on board without retracement. We've come down, taken out these lows here. Okay, that's enough stops for them. I believe the two have taken. So I waited, right? So if you want the daily, yep, weekly, yep. So I waited. And I was watching this carefully throughout the day. I thought, okay, we've taken out the stops. Where does it want to go? And then I looked here. See this here? Shit. I hate when that happens. See this here? This up candle that led to the move down. This down move took out these stops here, and it's a confluence of these three order blocks here. I'll call it, you can call it a 3-hour order block. Come retest it, take out the stops, and then look how we got the bullish flow here now. H1, so we got move up here, holding this here. So I don't know, at this point I don't know if it's gonna hold or not. But if it rallies away, then that forms an order, that becomes now an order block now, where a down candle where they're buying. Down again, pushed up higher, down again, and this is where I got on board here. So let's go to a lower time frame. I got on board here, so it's come down into this down candle here, which is the H1 block, and I got on board here at the 42 level, and I got my stop loss there, 14 tick stop loss, and we're up about 1 hour at the moment, which is not too much, but it's just starting. We got the RBA news tonight, so we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. What I like about this is the efficient trading. It's efficient. It's though there's no real gaps here. There's no real thin moves here. I like that. So we'll see how this progresses. Where my targets are. If I'm correct on my bearish dollar, then I think the trend's going to continue up. So I think we're going to take out a high of the week. So if you do this, well, high of the week comes in down here. Sorry. I believe we're going to take out that because I think all the shorts are now trapped, and we're going to push up. So that's probably target 1, but I believe we're going to take out this. Now, and because we've got RBA news, I'm going to watch it carefully, right? But I think, you know, here and then, so target wise, we got this target here. Then we got obviously this target, just each swing high. And then if I go to the weekly, we got this here, right? I believe we're going to take out this. We could take out by tomorrow because it double impact news. RBA tonight, Australian retail says, then NFP. Now what I'm going to go to what supports this idea as well. Pound. I'm going to look at the Aussie crosses. Pound Aussie. Look at this rip up into previous support become resistance. Go to the 4-hour block and it's selling off. And I believe this is going to go a lot lower. And I think this is now, if I'm bullish cable and bullish Aussie, then which one is going to be stronger? If I'm thinking pound Aussie is going to go down, Aussie dollar is obviously. I'm going to look at what else is supporting that. Now let's bring in the 3-month chart again, quarterly chart again. Let's go to GBP AUD. This block here, I believe we're going to, if you look at this 3-month candle here, this month popped up, took out that quarterly candle there, that quarterly, that's 6 months of stops just taken on that candle there, wick down. Where the stops going to be resting? Below, right? So below these candles here. We've taken on this low here, but I still think we're going to continue, and I think we're going to come into this level here. The high of this candle is 156.459, call it 156.50, which is nearly 1,000 points away. But I'm only looking at this just to get an overall view, you know, macro view. What's stronger or what's weaker? Is the pound stronger or is the Aussie weak stronger? From this chart alone, we can see Aussie stronger than pound. Okay, so the Aussie will be the favorable buy. So that's that, and that's supporting my idea on Aussie, more further Aussie strength. Does that make sense? And looking at Euro Aussie, does that start showing? Well, that is bullish as fuck anyway, so let's not look at that. But does that make sense? Why I'm long Aussie dollar? Yes, no. Okay, let's look at Kiwi now. Same thing with Kiwi. We've come down, taken out these stops. So this setup looks very, very similar to this here. See these stops here that were resting down here. These stops that were resting down here. What the Kiwi did, came down, took them up, and look at this formation. Look at these down candles, push back like a V shape, right? And then pushed up. At this time I was looking for lower prices here to get long. It didn't give me that. We made the rally up, dip back down, and then after the races, I think same thing has happened again now. We've come down, I've taken the stops out. This is probably all they needed to take out for them to go higher. They've come down, taken out these stops, and at the same time we've got Aussie showing us the same thing, the Euro showing us the same thing, Pound showing us the same thing. So if all the majors are showing us the same thing and dollars into resistance, then you know you gotta look at across the markets and then see what's going on. Same, right down, right back up. That's bullish. That is. That shows me this is a stop run. They've taken the stops they needed, and the nice thing about this is last week's low. So those that were long from last week, they've just been taken out now. You know, they were really comfortable holding it here. All this move up, saying yes, we're safe. Well, now you've been taken, and now I think they're gonna go up. And the way it's looking to me, this is ready to rip. I think the 7600 is next. I've been talking about the 7600 level based on the quarterly charts in previous market review videos. So 76. Yeah, I think that we're gonna go to that. Yeah, we could get there tomorrow with NFP, but I think 7600 is a minimum. I believe we're gonna go a lot higher. If this is a genuine bull trend, then God knows we're gonna start looking at weekly highs to target. Short term, obviously, is going to be this high here, these highs here. Next stops are going to be resting around here. So this comes in around, call it 75.25. I think is the next upside target. Short term, just call it 75.20 here minimum. And then we've got these highs here, which comes at 75.57. Call it 75.55. We're going to be too fussy about this now, are we? 75.55. Okay, you understand that so far? Same thing scenario. So if you want to get on board, so how do you get on board? So well, if you look at what the flow was saying, it's come down, accumulate, push up. Is this going to hold? I don't know at the time. So we let price unfold and tell us what's going on. So if I draw at these down candles here, let's get rid of this. Okay, let's go back down, low time frame. This here was used for buying, and then as soon as we broke back below it, they were using that for selling, 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 back above it, buying again. This is a pivot point for me. If I go down to the H1, you can see this, it was a H1 block here formed right away from it. Now it looks like it's pushing up where this breaker here, if you look at this here, I'll draw the bodies. This was pushed the market up, and then that was the breakup, but we broke back below it. Resistance, bit of resistance here. So I do not want to see market come below here, right? I think this is pushing up. Entry wise, you enter as you wish if you're going to take this, but I'm just going to explain to you how I'm looking at it. I don't want to see this market go below here, because if it gets below here, then I don't know, it ain't too good. But upside for now. So at the moment it looks like it's respecting bullish flow. So if we draw this here, this is come down into this block here, starting pushing away. It shouldn't really come below here now, but obviously if there's a major news announcement or NFP, they could spike it first. But if this was a normal trade, I was day trading it, this shouldn't go below here. But you see, I'm giving you the reasons why it's bottoming out. Okay, is that clear? And I'm giving you the where I think price is gonna go short term, these highs here. Is that clear? So can you see, when you look at all these other majors, right, you get a picture of what's going on overall in the market, or what the dollar's about to do. Let's look at dollar CAD. So now that if we close like this, ideally price really shouldn't really be going below here, right? It should really go below here now, but let's see. I'd like to see this hold and then continue pushing up here from there. Dollar CAD, is that dollar CAD? No, that's dollar yen. Let's look at dollar CAD quickly. Yep, so dollar CAD, I'm still bearish this market. There's no reason for me to be bullish this. Yes, we've had a push up, but I think that's more profit taking, but possibly with the other majors bottoming out. If we look at this candle here, so we've run up on the dollar CAD, took out some stops. A lot of people are calling a bottom in, which is great for my if I wanted to short this. H1 order block here. So now that this has happened, so it's come up, it couldn't hold a support, dropped down nicely. We got a nice sell off. Now it's tested it, held it perfectly. So we don't want price ideally going above here. So we don't want price coming above this H1 block now. It shouldn't, if we're correct. And I'd like to just see probably the consolidated roll over slowly. Come NFP, just shit the bed. I think this is going to surprise everybody, because a lot of people are getting long this. So where the stops resting, I will. So how far is this? Yep, I think that could be done tomorrow. Yep. Shorter term targets, I mean, I think we could come into here if it's short term trading, but ideally I think we're going to take out and make new lows. Looking at the monthly, I mean weekly, yeah, I think yeah. So the next stops are going to be obviously resting. We're taking like these stops here below here now, so that's longer term. But if we're in a dollar bear trend, then obviously we expect dollar CAD to go lower. So that's that. I'm not really looking to trade dollar CAD. I've got the Aussie in, but I'll see what's clearer on NFP day. For now, it's just the Aussie. Dollar yen, son of a bitch, right, got me. But I've explained the dollar yen in the earlier video. So I spoke about wanting to short it. If you go up to here, sorry, yesterday I spoke about the Tuesday high. See the significance of the Tuesday high when it moved up above it, and then now it's moved down below it. So it's finding support there. It's finding support, and then broke down. So it shouldn't. Now that this has happened, I don't really want to see if it's going to pull back. Ideally, if you can pull back down to here, I would look for a weakness here to short into. But the way it's looking to me, I don't think this son of a bitch wants to go any higher now. I think it's done its fuckeries and now it's ready to sell off. I've explained my short idea from here, so I'm not really going to go over that again. Um, so if it by some miracle pushes up into here, which I can't see happening, then I'll happy to short this. I know there's a setup here that I was looking at, but I'm not happy to short it here. I want it to come up to here, but if I miss it, I miss it. Next targets is going to be here. So come London, ahead of NFP, and if all the other majors are lining up at the same time, either London or New York, if it gives me a setup, I'll look to short it. Going down to the daily, we've got this here. So if you can push up into here, that would be enough for me as well. And then I look for weakness. So that is the daily block. So that lines up with where I want to short it. So if ideally I want to be shorting it here. I don't want to these stops here. If you can somehow do a quick rip in Asia or something, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I know where it wants to go, and in the session time tomorrow, London or New York, I'd look for a setup and I'll look to get on a later entry. But I know where it wants to go. 180.80 is next target, 108.10, and then 107.50. Is that clear with the dollar yen? I'll quickly do gold as well. I've got asked to do gold, and then we'll wrap it up there. Gold. Okay, gold I spoke about yesterday. It's come down into this daily block. I've been calling, higher prices from here, and I gave the reason on the commitment of traders report, and at the same time the actual Japanese yen futures were showing higher prices, setups, and the commitment of traders was lining up as well. So that's now unfolding in the dollar yen weakness, which is perfect, and gold going up. So it came down, hit this block here, and then now next target we could get probably 1280 tomorrow at least, and then 1295, 1296 area later on. Getting on board. So it's called this calm down, taking out these stops. So we shouldn't really see these lows taken now, ideally. So how far could we go? At the moment it's not clear, so this is why I wait for session time. Within the session times, if I'll see the other majors lining up, and sometimes we say where can I get on board? Well, I don't really know. If it's not clear, I don't know. So if I wait for session time or ahead of the news, then it'll be much more clearer. But I want to know where the bottom is, and I believe we've bottomed out here for now. If we can get a drop down, possibly into here, then I may look for a long. Whether that could happen or not, I don't know. But I do not want to see this low to get taken. If this low gets taken, then I think we're going to go for these lows. So ideally I want to see something like this. If you can come down and then rip up. Okay, possibly could come down, which would do what? Which would also take out these lows here, these stops here, resting below this. So that would be my gold setup. If you come down here, hold this, show me some bullishness, and then I'll take it long, and then I'll aim for these highs here, and then 1280. Is that clear? So for now, the only trade I'm in is Aussie long, and I'm long at 79.42 with a stop at 79.27, and I'm looking for higher prices. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna stop the recording. Yeah.